Welcome back. Our new normal and being reintroduced to things like eating out or going to the doctor is starting to happen again. The stay-at-home order allowed some of you to actually hit the reset button on life. So where does mental toughness expert Eric Rittmeyer feel we actually need to reset the most, and how do we go about doing this? Well, our interpersonal skills and emotional intelligence, of course. He joins us live this morning to explain. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Leanne, thank you for having me. It's great to be back. I love you guys.
Absolutely. Okay, so first of all, you say the big thing for us to do is to understand the platinum rule. Go ahead. Take this one away. What does that mean?
Everybody knows the golden rule, which is treat others the way we want to be treated. The platinum rule is to treat others the way they want to be treated. We need to get back to the core of just making people feel good about themselves, making them feel important. The platinum rule is all about finding what really means something to others and honing in on that and trying to find some common ground.
All right. Okay, so how do we go about finding common ground? I mean, obviously there are so many different things that we're dealing with mentally, and so to try to start separating everything, how do we get back to square one?
Well, the most important thing, I think, Leanne, is stop putting so much emphasis on what divides us. We have so many things in common as a nation. It's just we're hyper focusing on what separates us. So if we can get back to just finding what we have in common, and we're all really the same people internally. We're just different blueprints. We're just different psychological blueprints. We all want love. We all want caring. We all want kindness, empathy. If we can just show this to people right from the get-go and understand that we all love each other, this place is going to be a much, much better world.
And there's such a big difference between hearing somebody and then listening to somebody. So we need to be better about becoming professional listeners.
Oh, we are horrible listeners, Leanne, especially as men. I'll accept it. I'll take a shot for the guys out there. We are horrible listeners. We listen with the intent to reply as opposed to listening with the intent to understand. We start formulating a response before the person we're talking to even finishes speaking. So we can't fully understand where they're coming from if we're not listening to what they're saying.
And it's very easy to get frazzled and revved up when someone is, maybe you are listening to someone is saying. So how do we go about kind of keeping ourselves calm in some of these situations?
Yeah, you know, it's so funny. Mental toughness, I hear so many people say, what's mental toughness, Eric? Is it push-ups and running 10 miles and you're a former Marine? And what's that mean? Mental toughness is emotional control. And what we have to realize is what we say, what we do, it has impacts on other people. So before we voice our opinions or before we say things that might upset other people, we have to take a step back and kind of analyze and realize that what we're saying is going to have impacts on people. Let's be cautious of that.
And how do manners come into play with everything?
Manners are huge. I'm talking more than just please and thank you and yes, sir, and no, ma'am. I'm talking about normal common courtesies, which is allow people to finish their statement. Don't cut them off. Make eye contact with them. Don't look at your cell phone. Don't look at your watch. Don't tweet. Don't go on Facebook when you're talking to somebody. It's very, very basic stuff that just makes the people we're talking with feel like our world revolves around them.
And I think we could have a whole other segment when it comes to Facebook etiquette to begin with, when it goes to going on someone else's page and saying your opinion, like kind of, that's a whole other segment, right?
It is. We become a society, it's more about social media than we are social interaction. So we've kind of lost the ability to communicate and connect with others. We really need to get back to that again.
If people want to follow you, what's the best way to go about doing this?
My website, mentaltoughness.speaker.com. I'm all over Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all over the place. Eric Rittmeyer.
Well, we really appreciate you tuning in with us this morning. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll check back in with you, I'm sure, throughout the coming weeks. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Leanne. Appreciate it.
Sure thing. We'll be right back.